Hello, I'm Mark Bro, and this is another series in my Howling at the Moon political commentary. Today I want to talk about Nikki Haley saying that America was never a racist country. I just saw Larry Hogan on the Situation Room being interviewed by Wolf Blitzer, who was trying to defend Nikki Haley by saying that although America had a lot of problems with racism in the past, it was never a racist country. Now, he's normally a pretty reasonable Republican, but I think he's way off base here. Now, I want to talk about why this is important. So, I want to stress here that I'm not some radical, super woke person, though I am kind of woke, to be honest. But the problem here is not just one of semantics. So I'm not saying, oh my goodness, you don't agree with my woke agenda. Of course, America was a racist country in the past, you terrible person. That's not where I'm coming from. The issue here is, first of all, we have to ask ourselves, what is a racist country? Well, a racist country, to me, is one in which the government has racist policies. So whether it's laws or court rulings or whatever. So you can have a government that's not racist, but individuals who are racists. And that's what Larry Hogan and Nikki Haley's campaign are trying to say today. But to me, if you have government policy that's racist, then you have a racist country. So the question we should be asking ourselves is, has America ever had racial or racist policies and laws in its past? And I would argue, of course, we have. Now, I'm not African American, but I am Asian American, and I'm aware of course, the civil rights movement and Martin Luther King with respect to African Americans. Not as many Americans are aware of the racism toward Asian Americans, but it has been there and it has been part of government policy. For example, during World War II, Japanese Americans were put into prison for simply being Japanese. They were put there because America was afraid that they were in league with the Japanese government. There were no trials or due process. There was no evidence. They were simply put in the prison. German Americans weren't put in the prison. So, these are examples of what I would consider government policies that are racist. And so long as the country has those, then the country is a racist nation. So we've had, African Americans or black people are worth 3/5 of a vote. In terms of electoral college, we had slavery and laws associated with slavery. We had the Dred Scott decision, which upheld slavery, and we had Jim Crow laws. So there's no doubt that in our past, we've had government policies that are racist. So, but here's why this is important, okay? It's because we don't want government laws or policies that are racist. So, by saying, oh, we're not a racist country, we have never been a racist country, that opens the door for people to reintroduce government policies or laws that are racist, which is happening today. So you've got the gerrymandering situation in which, districts that are primarily populated with black Americans are divided up into several areas. So they can't actually have a voice in elections. And courts agree with me, by the way. This isn't just some woke person saying that. So we've got several states, North Carolina, Alabama, and a couple of others, that are being forced to redraw their maps. We also have restrictions in voting rights. Again, because the Republicans feel that black people in particular support the Democratic Party, they're trying to put in legislation to water down many of the civil rights voting legislation rights that people got in order to restrict or make it more difficult for black people to get access to voting. I would also contend that the school voucher program is racist. Okay, but you can argue that with me some other time. My point is that I'm not here picking on Nikki Haley for reasons of semantics. It's important because there is an increasing tide of government policies, or people trying to introduce government policies that are racist, in my opinion. And we need to stop that. And when people say that America was never a racist country, what they're saying is they're denying that our government has ever had racist policies. And if you deny that and say, well, we've never had racist policies, then you can slip some in while we're not looking. So this is why it's important for us to confront our history and understand that we were a racist country for many years. Now, whether we are now or not, we can argue. I think we've made a lot of progress. So anyway, that's my opinion. Everyone's entitled to one. I recommend Howling at the Moon. It's good for the soul. And this is my political commentary for now. Thanks for listening.